So tonight is a big episode, right? It's a very special episode.
Yes.
It's the episode on Glee where you deal with Corey's his character's death on.
It's big night for me for television because my show Welcome to the Family is on 8:30 on NBC, and then this episode, which is a tribute to Corey Monteith, it's called The Quarterback, is on Fox at 8 o'clock, I believe. So if you have two TVs, put them both on and record one. And but Corey Monteith was a great guy, and
he was your son on the show.
He was my stepson on the show, and he was a terrific actor. And sadly, he died this summer. And I think that the writers, Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk and Ian Brennan, have taken this incredible task, which was to write a story about a character that's passed away, and yet honor the actor and really show the audience the love that the cast and the crew, but also that the audience had for him. Mm-hmm. And it was really a remarkable episode. I think it's one of the most beautiful episodes they've ever written on that show, and I think they've written some beautiful ones.
It must have been so hard to film that. I mean, everybody must have just been breaking down, right?
Well, I think that, in certain, my section, I think that everyone in the cast is dealing with it, in their own way, because they all had their own relationship with him. And I don't want to profess that I was as close to him as some of the younger people were on that show, because they were an incredibly close unit. I was always, kind of on the periphery, on the outside of this cast. I loved it, but, what they went through was such a, massive, experience of fame and exposure and success. And I really think that they all handled it quite well. What was interesting about shooting the episode is that you're tasked with doing your job, which is the story of telling the story, and it's a story that's important to tell because I think that the audience, he was an important character to them, but yet everyone in the audience and you realize when you're doing this episode, it's about someone who's very, he's gone. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the very hard thing, is that you wanted to honor him, you wanted to honor his life, yet, he was very important to an audience. And I think that, we both grew up and people are always experiencing the death of artists and musicians and writers that, they care about. And when you connect with somebody in that way, or they carry a story for you, and then suddenly they're gone, it's really emotional for an audience, whether you knew him personally or not.
Right, yeah. No, it is. It's going to be interesting to see how it was dealt with, too, how it was written.